Welcome, everybody. Welcome to this live video creating AI webinar. We got some really exciting stuff. I'm going to start off by just kind of sharing what's possible so that you can open your minds to the possibility of what you can create today, not next week, not a month from now, not a year from now, but right now. And what's really exciting is that more often than not, people kind of think about AI and they say, oh, I could tell that it's I can tell that it's not real. You'll be surprised what you're able to create nowadays. That could be said, and it's true maybe a year or two ago, but even as far back as a couple of months ago, things have gotten really powerful very quickly, and we're now in a position where we're able to generate full-blown Super Bowl type level commercials for just a few dollars. So if you're excited to see that, I'm gonna actually start sharing my screen and show you guys, number one, a walkthrough of what we're gonna be creating, and then second, showing you the tools and the skills that you'll need to actually implement them, but more importantly, how you can actually utilize them and be effective for your own marketing, promotion, whatever it is that you want to create. Or if you have a full-blown media team that you want them to actually start utilizing AI, this is it. And by the way, this is just a glimpse of what's possible. We're not here to try to sell you anything. We just want to give you a taste of what you can do with AI. And hopefully by the end of this, you get enough value that you actually would want to come out to one of our live events where we can give you more hands-on experience. Well, it'll blow your mind. You won't want to leave. So let's go ahead and dive right in. I'll start off by just sharing the tool that we mainly utilize, and it's a website called Higgsfield. Can everybody see my screen? Is that visible to everybody? Yes? Sweet. Awesome. Thank you, Brian. Number one participating right there, rock star. So here's what we're going to do. If you have a Higgsfield account, great. If you don't know what Higgsfield is, don't worry. I'm going to go slow enough that everybody will be able to participate. And I'll be moving at a decent pace where even if you fall behind, you'll know exactly what to do even after this webinar. So this website, we're not sponsored. I wish we were. Higgsfield, if you're watching, sponsor us, hook us up. We love their platform. They absolutely do an incredible job. Just to kind of give you a little bit of background of what they aren't an AI company per se, even though you can see at the very top it says Higgsfield.ai. What they really are is a marketplace that allows you to access conveniently a ton of different AI models and tools right at your fingertips without having to scatter the web and subscribe to multiple different tools and assets. And you can utilize Higgsfield to be able to create some amazing stuff, from images to videos to audio to full-blown marketing commercials, really high-end production stuff. I'll show you exactly how to do that. But they've been able to scale so quickly that they're now a multi-billion-dollar company that's generating over $250,000 in revenue. And it is just absolutely incredible because all they did was just connect different assets and different tools. Don't let this site overwhelm you. There's a ton of stuff that you're going to see here, a ton of different video content. Don't let any of this thing kind of trigger you away. But look at this stuff. These are some of the things that you can create with AI with just a simple image prompt. You can create some really exotic things, some really crazy and exciting stuff. But more importantly, you can also utilize Higgsfield to promote your product or brand. These little videos that you're seeing here, you might have come across them on social media promoting different products. This right here is an example of
I've
a
been
little
using this
mug.
tumbler every
You
day
can
lately,
see
and I didn't expect to like it this
this
much.
person is not
My
real.
drinks stay cold literally all
To
day, which
some
is
people,
kind of
this may be
crazy.
very
It
obvious.
doesn't leak. It fits in my
This is
car, and
very
the handle
old.
is actually super comfortable. I just end up taking it with
And
me
you can
everywhere now.
see the prompt right here as to
I've been
what
using
was
this tumbler.
given and the references that were shown. Just a mug and a product avatar. That's it. You can even utilize your own face to actually promote it if you're wanting to showcase a product for your customers and you have an audience that you've already built that established rapport and trust. But you can even create some really exciting things that even just a couple years back would require a full-blown visual effects team that will cost millions to be able to produce. This is why Hollywood is terrified right now. And it's not because of what you're capable of creating with the visual effects, it's because there's never been a time or an era where this much power and capability has been given to the average person, to the average creator. And what this is going to do for the industry, it's going to allow for a creative outburst that's going to come from minds and people, from kids that just have a thought about an idea, that are able to generate it and create it using the power of AI, and it will be indistinguishable from a Marvel's movie that just gets released. So the bar and the standard keeps getting higher. Now we're getting Hollywood quality at Bollywood prices. So it's never been an exciting time to get involved in this. But from a practical perspective, if you have a business and you're trying to promote a product, the best thing that you can do is utilize AI to start selling through video. People are camera shy, they don't have the right equipment, they don't have the right video production team, perhaps they don't even have the right um, skill set to be able to generate something like this. I'm going to show you how you can create some Hollywood level Super Bowl stuff, ads that cost multiple millions of dollars with a single prompt. And you don't have to have any camera skills. You don't have to have any directing skills. You just need to have an idea. You just need to have an idea and a brand and a mission. And whatever that goal and that purpose is, you'll be able to utilize these tools to your advantage. And so we're going to dive right in. The first thing that I want to invoke and showcase is this thing called supercomputer. You can create some really, really powerful stuff here, and Higgsfield allows you to really utilize the power of AI to create different things, from motion graphics to animations to storytelling. You can utilize supercomputer to like actually create videos that are a walkthrough of your website, for example, or telling stories through history, as you can see right here. Even motion graphics, things that typically would require a really high-end motion graphic designer, you can do that with just a simple little prompt. Okay, I'm going to take you guys back here to my favorite tool that Higgsfield offers, which is the Cinema Studio. If you don't have a Higgsfield account, I encourage you to create one. It is a paid subscription. It does cost monthly credits to utilize that they give you. I'll show you what that looks like. Don't be intimidated. Okay, I do have one of their highest tier. I promise you. I wish I can show you what the lowest tiers are, but they start off at about, like, I think 59 bucks. If I sign out here for just a second, actually, I might be able to just show you guys. Here we go.
Tony, I see a start free now button there. Is that
Yep.
a worth thing to click on today just to get started?
Absolutely. You can, they do have a start for free. The only thing is that that's going to allow you to generate something pretty basic, and it won't really get you to it won't really expose you to what you're going to need. You see right here, you'll get 270 credits. That's just for you to get your hands wet, you know, your fingers wet, if you will. If you really want to enjoy the power of what we're going to be creating today, I recommend doing at least the plus, which is $59 monthly. You can cancel. There's no commitment. I don't get any commission from this. I wish I did. I would probably be getting a hefty check with how many people I've referred to Higgsfield. But I honestly, I love their platform so much that I probably referred over 1,000 people to their platform already, just because of how easy it is to utilize. And if you can't spare 60 bucks, no worries. You can get on the starter package, or just sign up for free so that you can get at least some exposure. And by the end of this, if you actually want to sign up, you're welcome to, or not, or just follow along and just watch what I'm going to show you so that you can see exactly how you can benefit from this. So here's what we're going to do. Let me go back here, and let me go back to Cinema Studio. I created a new AI project. Before I dive into that, I'm going to share my screen and my desktop here in just a second, because I really want to showcase what you can do. And what better way to show you than to actually give you some real world examples of what I've been able to create in the past. So let me pull that up real quick. And I want to be able to see all your pretty faces, so give me just a second. Here we go. Sweet. All right. So I want to show you guys this particular company is one that we actually have live running ads for right now. And I want to showcase some of those ads so that you can see what's possible. And then we'll actually dive into how to create them. Sound good? Is that cool? So first thing we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the campaign ads. The ads that you're about to see are actual ads that are real and are in production right now on TV. We utilize CTV, which is connected television. Think of apps like HBO Max, Hulu, Disney Plus. There's an array of over 600 different streaming channels that you can start broadcasting and creating your brand on. For example, Brian, golden rule can be broadcasting and creating commercials right now live on TV. And I'm going to show you how you can create some really high-end cinema stuff that typically the average creator would charge $10,000 to $15,000 for just to edit. And the production of it alone will probably cost upwards of $100,000 to $150,000 to produce. So this first one is called The Crime Scene. I'll tell you a little bit about the company here and the brand in just a second. This is Loyalty Plumbing. They're a real company out of Vegas. They've launched a campaign that because their mascot is this dog right here named Buddy. It's a golden retriever. It's a real dog. We scanned it. We took pictures of it. We created an actual character sheet for it. We wanted to create a narrative behind it. When you have brands like Chick-fil-A that advertises eat more chicken, they dress up as a cow, right? Because they created a narrative that in order to eat more chicken, the opposite of that will be like a cheeseburger. And that's something that people will crave. So branding is super important. You have to get creative. That's going to come from you. That's not going to come from Hicksfield, although you can get some inspiration from that. So what we did is we created a campaign called Suspicious. And that suspicion was that Buddy seems to think that every plumbing issue is caused by some kind of form of a feline species, more directly, a cat. Right? So what would be the direct nemesis of a dog? It would be a cat. And so we created this campaign. I'll show you what it looks like, and then I'll show you the actual overlay that we created for CTV. So here it goes. Let me know if everybody can actually see it. And I'll let this play out, and then we'll go over it together.
Looks like the leak started sometime after midnight.
We've dusted everything, the pipes, the faucet, nothing.
Nothing?
Well, there were paw prints.
Dog?
Cat.
Seems suspicious.
No matter what caused it, Loyalty will fix it. Call Loyalty Plumbing and Air today.
All right, so that right there was just a perfect example of the Suspicious campaign. The team went out, we actually strategized, and we sat down and we thought, how can we make this really exciting? And we threw a bunch of ideas together. And one of those ideas was, what if we created a crime scene, but instead of it being an actual crime, it's more of like a plumbing kind of thing. A detective walks up, you know, there's all this leak on the ground that's spilling. Some pictures are being taken, perhaps for forensics, right? We can see that sometimes the leak started sometime after midnight. Very dramatic, but it's very memorable. And then we have to figure out who the nemesis was, right? We dusted everything. Forensics looked at all the obvious things, and it it all pointed to one thing, and that was the paw prints that we found, which was from a cat, which is Buddy's suspicions that all of these plumbing issues are coming from cats. So everything that you're seeing here was AI generated. And I'll show you what those character sheets look like so that you can actually see the real people behind it. So this is Brian. Sorry, this is Buddy. This is Brian. He's a service technician from Vegas that works for Loyalty. This is a real person. Brian is a real human being. We just took pictures of him. And by the way, these weren't professional photos that we took of Brian. What you're seeing here is a 3D recreation of Brian, and it's a character sheet that we created using AI. And I'm going to show you how to do that so that you can create it for yourself or for your team or a service tech or someone that you have in your company that you actually want to recreate. But Brian is a real person, and this is exactly what he looks like. This isn't real. what you're seeing is not a real image of Brian. It's a recreation from a very, very bad photo that we took of Brian. And then this is Buddy. Buddy is the golden retriever, mascot for loyalty. And you didn't see Buddy in that suspicious ad. You will see him in another one. But this is just to kind of show you what's possible. We took both of those character sheets and including those of the detective, the cat, and we pieced all those together to actually generate that ad. I'm going to show you a couple more so you can get a few other ideas as well as to what's possible. So if we dive back into the campaigns, another one that we created was an HVAC. And by the way, I'll show really quickly that same exact ad. The way that it's shown on CTV is with an overlay that has a call to action. It's the exact same ad that you just watched. It's just a little cropped in or scaled down, I should say. But this is their actual service truck. There's a QR code there that you can scan. There's a phone number that you can call. This is a real ad. This is live right now on TV. Thousands of people are watching this on a daily basis out in Vegas. It is very localized, but it is a real active ad. All of it right here that you're seeing, AI generated. The only thing that we added on our end was just the phone number at the very end. It's not that AI isn't capable of doing that. It's just that we can have more control over the continuity of being able to recreate those exact same ads every single time. So that's why we took on to create this. This overlay, also AI generated. The cat's out of the bag, I should say. This was also generated piece by piece using image models like ChatGPT's Image 2, and we just gave a vague description of what we wanted, and we let AI just create it. I took that as a little template, slapped it on top of the video, and here's the output. Again, there's never been an easier time for you to be able to create content. If you're not creating content, there's no more excuse anymore. It's not that I don't have the team. It's not that I don't have the skills. All of this stuff can be done, and I'm going to show you how to do that. So a couple more ads here that you can take a look at. This is the HVAC version, the air side version of the campaign. And in fact, I actually have a newer version here. Watch this. And if you're just joining us, guys, welcome. We're just going over some really cool stuff for ads and marketing content that you could create utilizing AI. So here we go. Boom. Whoop, there it is. I lost you guys again. I wanted to see all your pretty faces, but it's all good. I'll just pretend you guys are all admiring this incredible AI work. So this one's called Air Support. I want to show you this quick little video. The idea behind this is it's summertime in Vegas. Vegas is hot. What happens when you need, someone to come out and rescue you? Well, that's where loyalty comes in. What you're about to see is real people, except for this lady right here. She's absolutely fictional. I created her. She doesn't exist. But the rest of the people that you're going to see in the ad are real, including Buddy. So check this out.
Our AC is down. Buddy, they need air support.
Loyalty Plumbing and Air.
Couldn't you use the front door?
Traffic. Las Vegas air support, day or night.
Yeah, so that's a very short ad, very simple, right? All of it that you saw, completely AI generated. This wasn't something that needed tweaking or anything like that. 100% of it was AI generated. I'll show you a couple more. This one's one of my favorite ones. It's called Buddy Heard It. And so the idea behind this one is Buddy has super hearing, and he can hear an air conditioner break from miles away in the Vegas heat, and he's going to be the first responder to be there on site to kind of help resolve any kind of heating issues that you may encounter. Check this out.
I didn't call anybody.
Your air conditioner did? Sounded urgent.
Call Loyalty Plumbing and Air today. We show up before the sweat does. Give us a call at 725
We show up before the sweat does, right? Pretty good ad. And that's probably a biased opinion, but I actually do like this ad a lot. You can see here the continuity of the van. I mean, guys, it would have taken a drone shot. We would have had to like make sure there was no cars on the streets. Just look at the dynamic of being able to recreate something like this, you know, and it's probably would have cost thousands of dollars, right? This character doesn't exist, so this is not a real person. Brian is a real person. Buddy is a real dog. And then the end credits is just something that we pieced together. This is all doable. This is all possible. This doesn't require you to have a super high-end professional creative director, video editor, none of that. This is something that anybody is capable of doing if they just dedicate themselves and take a little bit of time to learn it, and better yet, master it. I'll show you a couple more, and then we'll actually dive into the work here.
And
This
hey,
all,
Tony, we got one quick question. They are asking, how long does it typically take you to create something like that? The shorts that you're showing, and are you using mostly just Higgsfield?
yeah, that's a great question. Who asked that, by the way? I want to know.
That was Sean.
Sean. All right, Sean. So these videos, I'll show you what the actual results are. But to get to that result, the key is to have the right prompts. And what I want to give you and what I want you to walk away with from here is those skills to actually have the right prompts. Because you don't have to become an expert director or marketer or social media guru. That's what I'm here for. I already did that for you. So your biggest takeaway that we're going to give you as you walk away from this webinar is you're going to take these skills and these prompts, you're going to implement them into your AI, into your Claude, into your ChatGPT, into Higgsfield, and you'll be able to generate these videos in one shot. And it may not be perfect right away, but you'll get 90% there. And if it's missing or needs some tweaking, I'm going to show you how you can edit those as well, because we dive deep into all of this stuff in our AI master classes that we do in person. And we actually help you build your own brand, your own personal systems. And we tie it all together in a very neat way where like you walk away there just as a master and an expert in that field. Not only can you take this over to your team, but you yourself will get addicted and become an implementer. So how long would it take? The typical ads that you just saw take about 10 to 15 minutes to generate. They're not always perfect, but they're about 90% there, like I said. So if you just invest about 30 minutes to about an hour, you can get a world-class Super Bowl commercial that would typically take months and millions of dollars to generate or produce in real life with just about an hour of your time and just a few credits. There's never been a time in history to be able to generate and create something like that. So I'll show you the next one here, because this one, believe it or not, was actually a lot easier to produce, but it looks like a way higher production budget video. So check this out. This is one of the team's favorites. I named it "Not All Heroes Wear Capes." Check this out. Oops. Let me make sure. Am I sharing audio?
Yes, sir.
Oh, sweet.
Yes,
Okay.
you were.
All right. Awesome. Here we go.
Loyalty Plumbing and Air, how can we save your day?
I need backup. My AC stopped working.
Dispatching Brian to your location now.
Whoa, that was fast. You're a lifesaver.
No, that's your job. I'm just here to fix your AC.
Not all heroes wear capes. Loyalty Plumbing and Air, here to save your day.
So this right here, one of my favorite ads, super, super nice and fun. It's the reasoning behind it, the intention, the idea, the creativity is all these movies are coming out all the time. We have this Spider-Man movie that just came out, Spider-Man Brand New Day, all these Marvel movies and all these things that are happening. It's important that your business stays relevant. And these market trends are very powerful to be able to take advantage of what's happening in the market so that your company not only stays relevant, but gets ahead of the curve and people just like you that much more because they're going to think about your ads. When you think about Geico and all the commercials that they created, when you think about State Farm or Allstate or all these insurance companies, they really focus on driving an awareness campaign that gets stuck in your head and then that you can only think about all the time. Or think of like your local lawyer in your city, right? They always have some kind of slogan or something that just sticks to your head. That's all you want to create with your brand so that it becomes not only relevant but trendy and ahead of the curve. All right, I got one more ad that I want to show you guys, and then we're going to dive into it. This is also inspired by one of the movies that just came out called The Odyssey by Christopher Nolan. And we thought we can have some fun with this, and we created a nice little ad. What you're about to see was not multiple ads or multiple renditions. This was one prompt, one shot. I never generated a second one. So this is literally the perfect one shot from one prompt video that you can actually create. And it's very, very easy and simple to create. But it's going to look like it costs millions of dollars to produce. Check it out.
I crossed oceans to bring help!
They came this morning.
AC repair shouldn't be an odyssey. Call Loyalty.
Call Loyalty Plumbing and Air today. Give us a call at 725-245-1471.
That's it. So I wanted to give you guys a little snippet of what's possible and what you can create. I mean, you can have so much fun with this. I can imagine that after this, you guys are going to probably just dive into it and really spend probably the rest of the day. Cancel all your meetings. You're going to be having some fun here, and you're going to want to spend the extra money, Brian. You're going to want to upgrade to the $59 or even higher, I promise. Okay, so let's dive into it, and let's actually create some really cool stuff. And the first thing I want to show you guys is, does everybody have Claude? Claude. Is everybody aware? They know what Claude is? It's installed? Yes? There's a skill that I created, and I'm going to show you how to utilize it, and it's called character sheets. The very, very most important thing, the first thing that you're going to need when creating anything is making sure that you have the right assets to give to AI so that it knows what to create. Now that you know what's possible, I'm going to show you how to reverse engineer it so that you can actually get that done. So I'm going to share my screen, and I'm going to pull up my Claude, and I'm going to show you guys exactly what I'm going to create here so you can actually see all this stuff in action. This is Claude Desktop, by the way. If you don't have it downloaded, you can just go to claude.ai on the web, and you can actually utilize it. If you don't have an account, I encourage you to create one. This should all be inside the portal as well. So is that correct, Latoya? Do they all have access to all these links inside the portal?
Yep, they'll have access to everything as we're dropping in. So anything that is added on, we've already preloaded a few things, but as Tony goes, and if there's something new, we'll make sure that it's all updated for you guys. And you also all get a recording of this video.
Sweet. All right, cool. So here's what we're going to do. Let me share my screen back up. Brian, would you like to be our lucky volunteer today and we can create something from scratch? Otherwise, people are going to think that I made this up, man. They're going to think that it's all fixed.
You bet.
All right, cool.
Anything for you, Tony.
I appreciate that, man. So Brian came out to one of our events before, and I actually want to see if I have here. I got consent, so technically speaking, I can pull up some stuff here. I think we took some videos when you came out, Brian. Let me see if I can find something here. Yep. Sweet. One second, guys. 1 second. While I'm pulling this up, I encourage everybody to sign up for Claude and also sign up for Higgsfield. If we can drop those links in the chat, Lenka or Latoya, if you guys can drop that in there while I'm pulling this up. Brian, we created your Heijen avatar, yeah?
Whoops, I put it back on mute. Yes, that's correct.
Okay, sweet. Um, I think I still have your Heijen, not avatar, but just the testimonial video. So I'm gonna share my screen real quick, and I just want to show you guys what I'm doing. That way, you guys see exactly step by step how I'm gonna create this. I'm not gonna hide anything. I'm just gonna literally share my full screen, so you guys can see the entire flow. All right, so I found this really cool video of Brian, and all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a screenshot of just Brian's head. There it is. And then I'm going to take that over to Claude, and I'm going to use this skill that I created called character sheet. All of you are going to have this, by the way. All right. And I want to say, this is Brian. Create a character sheet, full body of Brian, of this handsome man, so that we can utilize it for video generation on Higgsfield. You don't have to say any of that stuff, but I just wanted to make Brian feel good. All right. And by the way, these different models, just so you guys are aware, a quick little mini class on Claude, you don't need anything really high end. I always use Fable, but just for the sake of everybody else being kind of in sequence here, Opus does a fantastic job, and you don't also have to set it to max or anything. High as the default is perfectly fine. However, the higher the effort, the better the result. So I'm going to go with max for Opus, and I'm gonna have Claude just create me a prompt using this skill right here that all of you are gonna have access to. It's completely free. We're gonna give it to you. I created this skill simply to have Claude give me a prompt that I'm gonna take from Claude over to Higgsfield and have it generate a full-on character sheet exactly like you saw of Buddy from Loyalty or Brian the technician from Loyalty as well. So really, really cool stuff. By the way, this isn't a really high-end quality or image or anything like that of Brian that you can see. You know, it's not very flattering or anything exciting, but you're going to see the output that we're going to be able to create with this. And the reason I mention that is because more often than not, you may not get the perfect photo. So what I recommend you do is just take a selfie of yourself. Pull out your phone, take a quick little selfie, and maybe a little bit on the side, and add a few reference images so that the AI itself can actually recreate a more realistic output of who you are. The one that I created of the service technician over from Loyalty wasn't very high resolution. In fact, the image that I had of Brian, it's quite terrible. I actually might still have it. It wasn't a good image at all. This is it. I don't know if you guys can see that. It might be blurred. I don't know, but it's a very, very blurry image, and AI was able to take that and run with it. Okay, so you can see right here, Claude is asking me for wardrobe. What do we want? Do we want black jacket with the stripe logo, black jacket exactly as is, loyalty uniform? So it's already kind of like connecting some dots here because of that. I'm gonna say this is this. Actually, I'm just gonna speak it. This is not Brian from Loyalty. This is a completely different Brian, not related to Loyalty. And I want him to just have the basic black jacket, no logo. Now, below the frame, pants and shoes. So the character sheet prompt that I created, if it doesn't have the assets that it needs in order to generate a full prompt, a full body prompt, it's going to ask you these questions, right? Because I didn't give it any reference of what Brian was wearing. He could be completely pantless, and we don't want AI to just generate something like that. So we can give it some options here. We can say dark work pants, black boots, navy, black pants, black sneakers. I think that's simple enough. So let's just do that, and let's see what it generates. And while that's happening, if you already have your Higgsfield account, I'm going to encourage you to go over to image, and then you're going to utilize Nano Banana Pro. Nano Banana Pro is an image model created by Google. Google has an AI model LLM called Gemini, and Gemini has a image generator called Nano Banana. There's a few variations of it. There's Nano Banana 2, there's Nano Banana Pro. Nano Banana Pro is the best model that you can use for character sheet generation. The best model, hands down, for text and scene generations and things like that is going to be ChatGPT Image 2. This is created by ChatGPT. But for the sake of character sheets, the best output I've been able to get has been with Nano Banana Pro as of right now. And we're going to use that in just a second. I already have mine pulled up. I'm using Cinema Studio. This is a paid upgrade that you need to kind of have a higher tier in Higgsfield in order to be able to utilize. But the output is the exact same. It's cleaner because it's more organized for you. So if you don't have access to this, totally cool. Don't stress it. Don't worry about it. Just click on Image and then go over to Nano Banana Pro, and it's going to take you to that page that's going to allow you to see this little bottom toolbar, and you're going to be able to generate the exact same thing. So don't stress it. If you do have access to the Cinema Studio, when you create a new project, you'll be able to just choose between video or image, and then you can choose the different model that you want to use right here. So I have Nano Banana Pro and I have unlimited generations. We're not going to use the unlimited generations because we don't need it right now. It's only going to cost us 16 credits, which is not really a lot. And when you use credits, the generations are a lot faster than unlimited. Unlimited does take a little bit longer, but the settings that we're going to use is going to be 16:9, 4K, and we're going to generate 4 character sheets just because we want to be able to actually get a few options. AI isn't perfect. It might not generate the perfect outcome right away. Okay, look at this entire prompt. Let's all read it together. No, just kidding. We're just going to copy this. It doesn't really matter what it says. And we're just going to take that, and I'll show you how simple this is. And you're just going to paste that here. And then you're just going to hit generate. I'll show you one more time while this is generating in the background. While we were waiting, Claude generated the entire prompt, exactly what to say, master prompter with exactly what's needed for us to get our character sheet that looks exactly like what you saw from Loyalty earlier today. And those character sheets that you witnessed are going to be exactly like this, because that's what that skill does. And by the way, I created the character sheet to identify if it's an object, if it's a prop, if it's a person, or if it's an animal, so that you can get the perfect output. Guys, I worked rigorously, no, not religiously, no religion involved, rigorously to generate this. Now you can see right here, this is not Brian. If you get this output, I'm going to show you how to fix that and what went wrong. Here's the issue. This reference image was not given to Higgsfield. It was only given to Claude. So what we do now is we're going to take this reference image, we're going to copy it, and we're going to paste it over here. And now Higgsfield is going to have an actual reference image to recreate this character sheet off of Brian. The reason I wanted to show this is because in our prior classes, we had people that actually made this mistake and then said, hey, this looks nothing like me. Of course not. We didn't give it a reference to you. So now we're going to generate it. And because it has an actual referenced image of Brian, it's going to utilize that image to actually create the facial features. So you'll see that in just a second. Although,
Tony, what if we want to keep this because these might be better looking?
There's nothing against that, Brian. You can absolutely do that if that's the case. We'll give this just a second. Everybody following along, if you're falling behind, don't stress, don't worry. You'll be able to have plenty of time to watch this back and actually follow along at your own pace. So all of this being recorded, and you'll be able to take advantage fully of this entire webinar training. And if you are interested in maybe figuring out, okay, hey, Tony, what's the next step? Where do we go from here? How do we can create some really, really high-end stuff moving forward? Well, the answer is simple. Come out to one of our live events. We have plenty of opportunity for you to be able to come out at any given time. We host these events on a monthly basis. Our most recent one just passed. We have another one coming up in October. Our September event is completely sold out. And so if you wanted to follow along to a next one in October, you'll have the opportunity to come out in person. We do a 12-hour session from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. for 2 whole days. and we show you exactly not only how to create this, but implement it into your business specifically. All right, which one of these Brians do we think looks more like you? What do you think, Brian? I think this one looks the best, but this one right here is not too bad either. What do you think?
You pick, Tony. You can't make a silk purse out of a sow's ear.
I'm gonna go with this one, man. This one looks the nicest, cleanest. I think this one's probably the way for us to go. So I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna go back down here to the panel. I'm gonna erase this prompt, and I'm gonna erase this as well. I'm gonna switch over to video. All right. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna utilize a couple of different references here. Brian, is it cool if can I use Golden Rule as an example?
You bet.
Sweet. I'm going to pull up Golden Rule. What's the website, Brian?
Golden Rule. P is in Paul. H is in Harry. C is in cat. phc.com.
Did I get that right? Did I misspell something?
Man, that's microscopic on my end.
So, all right, Golden Rule. And then what was the rest? PH, you said C?
P is in Paul. H is in Harry. C is in cat. phc.com.
Got it. All right. Okay. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this logo. I'm going to download it. Okay. By the way, I'm going to be 100% honest with you guys. I don't know what's going to be created. I don't know what the outcome or the output is going to be because this is all live. So if it makes a mistake, it's all right. I'm going to show you how to correct those. But I'm going to take this service van. I'm going to take the Golden Rule logo. And what we're going to do is we're going to generate a simple little video for Golden Rule. So I'm going to give those two reference to Claude. So I downloaded off of the website just the van, which you can see right here. And then the Golden Rule logo, which you can see right here. It might not be perfect, but we'll get some pretty cool outputs out of it. All right. And then what I'm going to do is I created another skill that's called Cinematic Production Studio. And what this is going to do is going to give us a prompt for us to be able to generate a short 15-second ad utilizing this stuff. And you'll see how easy and simple this is. But I'm going to show you, if you don't have these skills installed, I'm going to show you how you can actually just quickly create a simple ad using this. So give me some ideas. What do we want for Golden Rule, Brian? What do you want to create? What kind of commercial? What kind of ideas?
I want to create a recruiting ad for our top tech university, something that we can put out and talk about transforming people's lives of going from where they are today to an actual career and an opportunity for 100K plus opportunity in 18 months or less.
Got it. Create a prompt for a inspirational ad recruiting for Golden Rule to create a career path for individual to be able to scale and grow with a company that has a great culture, has great earning potential, and the opportunity to scale and grow beyond a service technician position. I want this ad to be emotional, to be a little inspirational. Think of like Army Strong type of commercial, but more on the intuitive side. I want it to have inspirational music and create this as if it's a $10 million Super Bowl commercial. This is just me speaking. And I'm going to let Claude figure it out. You can see the prompt right there. You can steal it. But more importantly, better than stealing it, I'm going to give it to you for free. I'm going to give you the exact skill that writes you this exact prompt in detail without having to have me there to create all the ads for you. I'll be more than happy to create all the ads for you. That comes at a hefty price. But why? When you can create it yourself. So this is just one simple example that you're going to be able to utilize and take advantage of so that you can create world-class commercials. And again, I don't know what it's going to generate, what it's going to create, but we gave it the recipe. The issue with that people kind of have more often than not with AI is that they tell it what to do rather than giving it the outcome of what they want. Emotion, narrative, storytelling. This is a multi-billion-dollar machine that has all the knowledge in the world. You think you need to tell it how to do something? No. If you do that, it's just going to confuse it even more because it's going to try to follow your rules and your narrative. Instead, just tell it what the outcome is that you want. So we're going to generate here we'll do a 15-second multi-shot heart. Yep, that looks good. So it's asking us what direction do we want? And I think a 15-second ad is pretty easy. So let's go with that. Who's on camera? Brian as the veteran mentor. Yep, I think I'm going to go with Brian as the veteran mentor. And we're going to see what it's going to create. Brian, if this ad comes out good, man, I'm going to give it to you as a token of gratitude. I just take 10% of every earnings that it comes from it. Just kidding. Totally kidding. Maybe. All right, we'll give it some time to generate this. In the meantime, here's what we're going to do. I didn't give it the phone number or anything like that because there's no call to action. And that's probably for the best. We don't necessarily need it. But in the meantime, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here, over to Higgsfield, and I'm going to start creating some elements. I'm going to show you what these elements do and what they're for. So we're going to create a element for the logo. So we're going to add here, we're going to upload the Golden Rule logo. Super important that we do that. Boom, boom, boom. And then let's see, there it is. Sweet. We don't need to really write in the description or anything like that. It's a logo. We'll name it Golden Rule logo. Sweet. That's a prop. Actually, it doesn't even have to be categorized as a prop. We'll just leave it as auto. We'll create that. Awesome. Now we're going to create one more. So we're going to create another one for the van. The van. Van.
Hey, Tony, if you go to that About Us section and click on the careers page, there's a big Top Tech University logo.
About Us, you said, right? Right here?
Yeah, and click on careers.
Hang on. Here we go.
Scroll down a little bit. And there's a Top Tech University.
I only see this as a text. I don't see it as a logo. Do you?
Click on the join our team. Right in the.
I might be missing something.
It's
careers.
All right. Did you click on careers?
I'm in careers. Yeah, I'm in the careers tab.
Click on the HVAC/plumbing, electrical sales and service consultant. Sorry, I was a page deeper.
This one right here?
Yeah. Hold on.
We'll come back to this, Brian. We're a little constrained on time, but we'll come back to it. Sure. No, you're good. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to upload now. I'm going to create a new character sheet here for the prop, and we're going to upload the van. Not a very high resolution image of the van, but that's okay. AI is going to do an amazing job at piecing that together for us. We're going to choose propped here, and then we're going to name this Golden Rule work van. Create, and then we need to create one more, and that's going to be of our character, and this is Brian. And we're going to choose light, and that's the one that we want. So we're going to, boom, use that. All right, so now we have Brian, we have the van, and then we have the logo. Let's go back to our prompt here. So look at this. So chat, Claude, in chat created here. By the way, everything that we just did was all done in Claude chat. You can use co-work, but I recommend you kind of do that. You don't need to do it in code. You can if you want to, not necessary. This right here is really all we need. It's good. It's describing the wardrobe. It's describing everything. The only thing that we didn't give it was the logo. We didn't give it any reference of the logo. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, I forgot to give you references of the logo for Golden Rule and for the work van. We're going to be utilizing Brian, the logo, and the work van in this commercial. So can you incorporate that into the prompt that you generated previously as well? And then I'm going to give it references to, so these things. So these references also have to be given over to Hicksfield. But what we're going to do is we're going to generate this as is, and we're going to let that run while we're getting the second prompt for this. So we're going to come over here to video. We're going to paste that prompt here. You can see these little red tags. Let me move my controls here for just a second. You can see these little red tags that says van, right? It's asking us to tag it because it wants a reference of the van. You can see right here, Brian, it's asking us to tag it because it needs a reference of it. So we're going to click on these references and we're going to click on Brian. We're going to click on Golden Rule. We're going to click on van. Even though that previous prompt didn't have those references, it's still referring to it here. And the reason why is because it knows that we were going to involve these things, but it didn't know what it was going to look like. And the reason why it's important that we actually showcase it and give it that reference point is because if we don't, the issue is that it's going to describe the van differently than what it actually looks like in real life. It'll still generate a van, it'll still generate a logo, but because it doesn't know what those look like, it won't describe it correctly in the prompt. Okay, I'm going to generate 4 of these. These are 10 seconds, and I'm using Gemini Omni Flash, and I'm going to switch it to a 60x9, which is just horizontal, and it's going to cost me 120 credits. Gemini Omni Flash is pretty quick, so we'll let that run. While that's happening, I'm also going to generate a video with Cdance 2.5. This is the most powerful model that exists right now for creating content. A lot of the stuff that you saw and you witnessed earlier was creating using this model, Cdance 2.0 and Cdance 2.5. The biggest difference between them is that Cdance 2.5 allows you to create a 30-second continuous commercial in one shot. Cdance 2.0 can only do up to 15 seconds, but it can do 4K. So there's so much more that we can dive into, guys. I promise you, like I can entertain you for 8 hours nonstop because of how much you can actually create with this stuff. And it's super fun, super engaging. But for the sake of this, I'm going to create a simple 15-second Cdance 2.5 video. And it's just going to be 16x9, 1080p. We'll create one version of it and we'll let it run and see how that comes out. All right, so while that's generating, let's take a peek at what we have here and let's see how it did. These may not necessarily look exactly like Brian, but we'll see how it goes. Okay, these are definitely not exactly what we were looking for. But some of these shots can be interesting. Okay, here's what we're going to prompt it. Here's how we're going to do this a little bit different. We're going to also tell AI that we want a voiceover, generate a more emotional, powerful version with a in-depth voiceover throughout the entire video, with the logo at the very end as the career opportunity to apply now as the call to action. All right, and then while we get back to that, we'll take a look at some of these. What are you doing, Brian? That's hysterical. Okay, Gemini is one of the funnest models that you can create some really, really shorts with. They're super fast, but as you can see, there's not a lot going on here. Now I'm going to show you how to recreate these with a more powerful prompt using the actual skill that I created, which is the Cinematic Production Studio. And this is the prompt that's actually going to drive this narrative to an even more powerful production. And while we wait on that, we'll actually see what this generation looks like, because this is what's going to look ultra realistic, and this is what's going to get you the best output. For something like social media, something that's a little bit more easier or faster to produce, Gemini Omni is definitely the way to go. Very simplistic, but you can see how you can add a simple voiceover to a career path, something like this that can be invoking of more inspirational things like that. And you can even piece all of these together to different segments that you can take advantage of little by little. This one actually looks pretty good with Brian. Except at the very end there, I don't know. Brian, you grew some hair. Sweet. All right, let's see what Claude created for us here on the new prompt. So we do have a new generation of the prompt here, which is good. We're going to generate a few more versions of what you just witnessed. We're going to paste those here. It looks like it already kind of, oh, it's starting to pull up some loyalty stuff. Let's not do that. And I'll give it the reference here of the van. And we'll go over to, yep, that's good.
Tony, would the job description from Who Hire be helpful in this space?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, because we want to be able to give it as much info as we possibly can in order for us to actually get a better output. So yeah, if we have
I
a
was
job
about to ask you that earlier, but then you kind of went down the path of, hey, let's not give it too much information. And I figured you had a kind of a iterative process that you were showing. So but I can send you that job description to your email if you'd like.
No, that'd be great. Yeah, that'd be good. I mean, we'll be able to play around with a lot more of this stuff. I wanted to kind of show the concept so that you guys can get an idea of what's possible. This is probably a little bit more in depth of a prompt that we might have to kind of dissect a little bit easier so that we can actually get a better output. It's all just tweaking and going back and forth. But let's see what this narrative looks like. 6 beats tracing one apprentice, first year at home service trade company, carried entirely by off-screen narration, suburban American. All right, let's try this. This looks pretty good. Boom, boom.
What's your email, Tony?
You could do Tony at Who Hire. I'm just giving it references to what it's asking for. That's red. Nothing else is red, so we're good there. And then we're just going to generate a few more of these. And we'll get that going. You can see that Seedance does take a lot longer to generate. This is one that typically takes 5 to 10, sometimes even 15 minutes, depending on how long the video generation is. So we have our first rendition here. Let's see what it looks like. We didn't give it any specific voiceover, but let's see like what it generates. All right, that's not too bad, right? That's pretty inspirational. That's pretty good. There's no voiceover yet, right? Because we haven't really prompted it to give us the voiceover. But I mean, this, Brian, does this look like you?
Yeah.
This service tech obviously doesn't exist, but if we wanted to, we could use a service tech that's real. You can see the logo is consistent throughout the videos. I mean, this feels more like what we want. And then we can utilize something like 11 Labs, or we can even click on recreate and then just say, add a very in-depth emotional voiceover to it, or we can paste our own script, which is the beauty of it. So this one right here, absolutely golden, no pun intended. But this right here is the difference between something like Omni which is Gemini's quick little model to produce, versus something like Seedance, which is the industry's leader right now, and it's absolutely incredible how powerful it is. This right here can actually be a TV ad for recruiting and hiring, and with just a few tweaks, it could be there. It's 90% there. The last frame, I would probably tweak it and say, hey, at the very end, just blur everything and almost like do a handshake, like welcome to the team kind of thing. So it's a career path that you can actually enter. So here's the other thing. This phone number, if we actually give it a different phone number, we can change the phone number on the truck. We can change it to whatever we want to modify it. It's just using this from the reference image that we created, which is what we have here. So just something to keep in mind. And this is a very, very low resolution image. The only reason I wanted to showcase this is so you guys can actually see what's truly possible with just a few simple clicks, right? It's nothing crazy. It doesn't take a lot of work. It doesn't take a lot of time. And the best part is that this is costing us just a few credits. When you sign up for Higgsfield, we're talking, you get like 3,000 to 6,000 to 9,000 credits. So you can generate an abundance of these videos and really, really get your money's worth out of it. I think I'm going to generate one more version here. I think I have one with the voiceover. Let me see if this one's it. Yep. Let's see what the voiceover says at the very bottom. Let's see, positive AI generation is off-screen voiceover for non-seen error to every person. Here's what it says. Nobody hands you a career, they hand you a ranch. And somebody says until the work is yours. Then the truck is yours. Then somebody standing where you stood. Golden rule, start as a tech, don't finish as one. Apply now. Not bad. Let's see what that looks like. So we're going to click this. We're going to take this over to Seedance here in Higgsfield. You can see that it's trying to bring in all references to previous projects. We're going to do van. And then we're going to see here.
Hey, Tony.
Yes.
Will you do me one little favor?
Yep.
Instead of the start as a tech, don't end as one, like that kind of comes across as the technician being a negative destination.
I gotcha. Yeah, let's tweak that.
Yeah.
What
Can
did it
you
say?
can you say start out green and end up golden or something?
Oh,
Corny.
now we're cooking. Now we're cooking. Nobody hands you a career, they hand you a ranch. And somebody stays until the work is yours. Then the truck is yours. Then somebody standing where you stood. Golden rule. Start green. And finish golden. I love it. I love it. This is fantastic. So we're going to push this narration to about 18 seconds. With Seedance 2.5, we have the power to be able to do that. So we're going to push this over to, we'll make it 20 seconds. And we'll actually generate this. And lighting looks good. Exterior beat, white balance, low lawn. Yep, this looks good. This looks good. All right, let's generate it. Let's see what we get from it. We're gonna generate 2 of these. So we'll let that process. This is gonna take a couple of minutes to generate. You can see right here when it says generating, it's no longer in queue, it's actually producing it, but it does take about 5 to 10 minutes to actually generate those. The beauty of it is that these are going to be generated simultaneously. One might appear sooner than the other, and that's okay. In the meantime, we have some fun little gag ones that we can actually watch. Let's take a look at this one.
Nobody hands you a career, they hand you a wrench. And somebody stays until the work is yours. Then the truck is yours. Then somebody's standing where you stood. Golden rule. Nobody hands you a career, they hand Nobody hands you a career, they hand you a wrench. And somebody stays until the work is yours. Then the truck is yours. Then somebody's standing where you stood. Golden rule. Nobody hands you a career, they hand you a wrench.
I think the prompt is generating shorter than the actual output.
Nobody hands you a career, they hand you a wrench. And somebody stays until the work is yours. Then the truck is yours.
Okay. I can see the possibility.
Nobody hands you a career, they hand you a wrench. And somebody stays until the work is yours. Then the truck is yours. Then somebody's standing where you stood. Apply now.
Okay. I see the narrative. I don't like it. But that's all going to come down to what we want to create and how we want to present it. These productions from Seedance are going to give you a way better, more realistic output than Omni ever will. However, I don't want to neglect Omni, and I want to show you why. These are our social media ads that are absolutely incredible, and they were all generated with Omni. And I'll show you what they look like because some of them are actually pretty good.
What is your position on leaking faucets?
No comment.
We fix them.
Leave the plumbing to the retrievers. Call Loyalty today.
See, something like that, you know, it's just a single prompt and it takes a little bit of work, but it'll make it happen. This is a Halloween ad that's coming up.
Scariest costume I've seen all year.
Leave the plumbing to the retrievers. Call Loyalty today.
Here's a couple more.
I'm not saying cats cause plumbing problems. I'm just saying I've never seen one fix them.
Trusted plumbing and HVAC services, as reliable as man's best friend.
So, I mean, you can see that Omni has the potential to produce some really, really good, fun ads with the right narrative, with the right concept, with the right idea. Some of these
97% of plumbing
these are just examples of what Omni can create. They weren't created with Seedance, but they came out really, really good, and they do the job. Here's another fun fact. Some of these were a mix of Seedance and Omni. At the very end, when you see the call to action where it has like Buddy and Brian waving, that was Omni, and we just recreate that over and over. So let's see how we're doing over here. Let's see if these are done yet. Not quite. And I'll show you one more thing here too. If you actually want to really dive even more in depth, you can create multiple character sheets for multiple different things. I'll show you some examples of like different renders that we've been able to create. This is what Craig created this from a single prompt. And I mean, it's really silly, but you can create almost anything. I want to show you one ad. This takes some time to create, by the way. But this is a headphones commercial, and we'll wrap it up with this, and we'll also show you the output of what we got for Golden Rule, and I'll let you guys create and actually have some fun with this. But this headphone commercial, I mean, really, really high-end professional. This is not one shot. This is not one prompt, but this is something that if you come out to our AI event, I can show you step by step on how you can actually create. It does take a little bit more than just a couple of character sheets and prompts. It's a full-blown production from start to finish, but I want to share it because this is what truly is possible when you dedicate yourself or you have a team that's focused on creating really world-class Super Bowl level type of commercials from start to finish. And this is about 53 seconds long. Take a look.
Well, you're begging me to stay, but I'm going my own way. Looking cloudy away. I won't even roll the dice so that you can't play me twice. No, babe, who do you think I am? Well, I'm gonna take my own road, and I'm sorry, baby, you can't go. Gotta hit the ground running.
I'm on my way.
Take me for
Where the hell have you been? This is the third time this week, and you think you can just walk in here whenever?
That's it. So that's I mean, that's really the tip of the iceberg, guys. This is there's so much that you can create and so much that you can do. And we're gonna end it right here with this. I don't know what this is gonna look like. So if it's not perfect, that's all right. What we'll do is we'll continue going at it, Brian. And this is exactly what's possible with AI, so you can get some inspo.
Nobody hands you a career. They hand you a wrench. And somebody stays until the work is yours. Then the truck is yours. Then somebody's standing where you stood. Golden rule. Start green and finish golden. Apply now.
It's not bad. What do you think, Brian?
Yeah, I like it. We could get our top tech teachers in there and some of our service managers to replace me, the people that actually will be their mentors along the way. And I could see that being able to be done pretty quickly with a few photos of them.
Hey, this is what we were able to piece together in just a very short time together, right? Imagine what's possible when you can actually come out to our in-person live events and be able to experience this for yourself at a whole nother level. So I'm not here to sell you guys anything. Brian, you come out already to our events. But for anybody who hasn't, you know, you can hear it from Brian himself and from everybody that's come out. Taylor, I see you. Your beautiful face is here, which means that beautiful minds have gathered together today. And some of these people have been able to take advantage of coming out to our in-person events. Again, not here to sell you anything, but if you want to actually take advantage of what we're able to create and produce, this is just the tip of the iceberg. This is only 1% of what's truly possible. And to be honest with you, we can probably just spend 2 days together on just showing you how to build your own brand, build your own high-end commercials, and you walk away with something so powerful and so incredible that you know, you'll be light years ahead of your competition and what everybody else is doing, because now you can start marketing with tools and access to really high-end content creation that usually, you know, will cost hundreds of thousands of dollars to be able to create, and only cost a few credits today. So I do want to provide the opportunity for anybody who actually wants to come out and join us at our next event. There's going to be a QR code that I'm going to post up here on the screen for you guys to take a look at. And if you're interested, it is $449.55. There's $100 off if you're watching this webinar and you sign up. Typically it's $555 for general admission. We walk you through all of this plus one-on-one coaching, hands-on workshop. If you want to experience a lot more and dive even deeper to a full 12-hour day, that's typically a $1,555 offer for our VIP. We include lunch and dinner. And you'll be able to experience a lot more hands-on with our team, full stack. So just from being a part of this webinar, you get to experience this in person live. I won't keep this up for too long because I really am not here to try to sell you anything. I just wanted you guys to just get a taste of what's possible with AI, because I don't sleep. Even though I had this webinar to present to you guys today, and this is live, by the way, I was up till 5 o'clock last night creating content because I'm obsessed with it, and I know that you will too if you just get a chance to experience this yourself. So this is 2 full days. We're building an entire AI stack, walk through, we give you everything. And as a thank you for just showing up to this webinar, we're going to give you all these skills that I use today. We're going to give you the cinematic production skill. We're going to give you the character sheet skill. These are very, very intensive prompts that honestly took me time to be able to create. I'm going to give you those for free just for showing up. No obligation, no sign up required, anything like that. But if you do come out, I actually want to show you step by step on how you can create these AI videos and perfect them to a level of quality that typically the average person will pay $50,000 to $100,000 for. And by the way, I'm not just saying that from a person who's inexperienced or doesn't have the space. I've charged $100,000 to have my work featured on the Burj Khalifa in Dubai. And that video took a really, really long time to create. Whereas if I had the opportunity to create that today, I can probably generate it in just a couple of hours with something that took months of planning and over 3 weeks of nonstop editing from a full stack team to be able to generate and produce. I've had the privilege to be able to work with companies like Apple, done some stuff for Mercedes-Benz. I don't just say this lightly. There's never been a greater time to be able to have the opportunity to have these tools at your fingertip. And when you come out to our masterclass in-person events, you get not only get to experience that, but you get to walk away with the actual systems and tools that you need to truly take your skills to the next level. So we'll end it here, guys. Thank you so much for showing up, coming by. Brian, I'll give you this video for free, man. It's yours if you want to take advantage of it. If you want to run it on ads, promote it, up to you. And anybody else who's interested in actually leveling up their skills, let's connect. I love the opportunity to be able to work with you one-on-one. Love the opportunity to bring you onto our team so that you can really experience what it's like. You know, we've had great clients and great people in the past that have joined any of our intensive with AI courses and training, and they've walked away with 100x value in terms of what their capabilities are today. So thank you guys again. That's going to wrap it up from me. And yeah. Thank you guys for showing up. I do want to do a part 2 of this. So if you guys are interested, we're going to have a follow-up as well next month that we'll be able to kind of dive a little bit deeper so you guys can experience some of the next things that we can do in terms of marketing. So now that you've gotten the video experience, the character sheet, we can dive into what it's going to look like to actually take this and start promoting it on social media, start creating some really high-end ads that convert. But we'll save that for the next one. See you guys. Thank you again for joining. And thank you all for the support. Love you guys. Take care.
Thank you, Tony. That was great.
Thanks, Tony.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.